Welcome to the Randy Savagery Show. Today's topic, race relations, touchy subjects. Yeah, so today we're going to talk about race. At the end of the last episode, I brought it up to the people, to the savages. I was letting them know that we were going to do an episode speaking about it. And what did you learn about race, bro?
Well, I learned that it's a hot topic.
It's hot.
The scientific community, they're not completely agreeing on it.
Yeah, it seems like they're trying to get rid of it.
Yeah, and I mean, I think it's crazy because, like, we can see.
Yeah, at first, he kind of tricked me, right? When I was listening to, like, the current scientific consensus, and he was saying, like, the reason race is not a good term is because it really is populations. And he was right, so I was like, okay, those are populations. But then I let this Nigerian guy break it down for me, and he said something that was super important. He said, race is a visual construct of reality that we all see. And then I was like, oh, yeah, you're right. It brought me back.
Yeah, I mean, like, so I'm reading on it. And they're like, there's no genetic differences that we can tell between, you know, a white person and a black person. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what they're saying. And I'm like, but there is. You guys just haven't discovered it yet.
Right.
Because we can see it. We obviously can see it, a whole bunch of them. Facial structure, body type, all of that.
Yeah, bro.
The skin color, your type of hair. No, I was reading the hair is pretty weird. There's like only like 2 phenotypes or something, but then there's another word that is like the other type of mutation on top of it. It starts with an A. I can't remember what it starts with, like a AL something.
What, that decides like the coarseness or the color?
Both.
Both?
Yeah. So, but there's really only 2 types of hair.
Yeah. And like, let me see. I should have it right here. Because there is some genetic markers, for a little bit of science for the people at home, you know what I mean? There is some racial, or at least you can say regional markers, right? So when there's like, when you looked at a map that's like a breakdown of sub-Saharan Africa, so it's Egypt, Berber, it's Pygmy, Hadza, but these regions would break down to like Nigeria, blah, 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 right?
Yeah.
So those all break down all the way over to India and then Europe as well, right? And those, so there is some breakdowns, but it doesn't. So there's 3 classical breakdowns, which is Mongoloid, Negroid, and then Caucasoid, which is white, black, Asian, right?
Caucasoid sounds like a monster that wins a little bit fight.
Yeah. That's the white one, though.
It's a big white monkey.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
No, I just made that up, though. But
got me.
It's the white King Kong.
All right, so these breakdowns are EB3B2, E3B1. There's A3, E2, B2, E1A. So basically, just so you know, in layman's terms, like if you were to do your 23andMe and they give you your back, when they're trying to tell you what you really are, and it says like you're 13% Ashkenazi Jew, what that really means is that you are 13%. Let me bring it closer. 13%. 12M272, right? So they really would never know what color you were, right? Yeah. You just had a high percentage of this marker.
And specifically relating to those things, it's constantly changing.
It's constantly changing.
Because they're figuring new things out.
Yeah.
Trying to make sense of the data that they have.
You can basically keep breaking this down, like, because there's borders, so where E3B2 touches E3B4.
Man, I love Jewish girls. They be so nice.
But for me, I feel like it's like I want to keep it as scientific and then also not as broken down as possible. Like these ones make it really easy. Like here's another genetic marker. Although me existing, I think would break it. But like a African person, right, from Africa, they show to have 0% of Neanderthal in them. So that's a way when someone's dead, you checked his body. Oh, this person has no Neanderthal. Then you would be like, oh, he has to be black, right?
That's not a way you do science.
It wouldn't even work. It wouldn't even work.
They could because you can't 100% make that assumption.
By the way, that is how they do science right now. That is how they decide those things.
No, this actually like reverse how they do it. All right, so this is how the scientific method works. You would say that. All right, so yeah, you would make that assertion. All right. You would make that assertion as a scientist or whatever. Mm-hmm. Then everyone else would try to prove you wrong. Yes. And if they were unable to prove you wrong, then you would become a theory.
Yeah, but it's all about funding. Like, you say that, but I can pull up right now the Egyptian study proving that the pharaoh, I think it was King Tut specifically, is of European descent, if you will, or Arab's descent.
What about it?
Like, the way you're saying it works is that this guy would do his study, make his claim, and then thousands of scientists around the world would be trying to disprove it. But it costs so much money and to get these materials of the Egyptians, the carbon material.
So that specific system's rigged. Yeah. Because nobody really cares. That's why. Because nobody really cares.
That's why it's rigged? Don't you think it's rigged because people really care to make it be one way?
If people really cared, it would get tested against all the time. It wouldn't matter. People would fund it. Only people that really care are the people there.
I think that
now.
I think only specific people have access to that stuff, though, even. Just Egypt. Other independent, carbon-based studies can't even be done. Only Egypt has access to the carbon. To the mummies.
I mean, this is an extreme hypothetical, but if a country really wanted to know, just go take it then.
They got all the oil and the cash.
Who?
The Saudis.
You said Egypt.
Isn't that the same people? Yeah. Isn't that the same regime?
2 different countries.
I got to look it up, ladies and gentlemen. Because I was under the assumption that there was the same regime.
That could be true. I don't know. But they're 2 separate countries.
Yeah. Saudi. Leader of Egypt.
Also, if we wanted to, take out the Saudis, we could take out the Saudis.
America?
Yeah.
Because we can do everything, though. You know what I mean, Jelly? We're the best.
That's my point. If world power really wanted to know some shit, they could just make it happen.
Well, no one cares. Yeah, they don't care. Only the Egyptians care.
Yeah, that's why no one's contesting it. They're sure, have that, whatever.
Yeah. I can't really tell, but back to race. The whole thing is that the bone structure is a definitive part. But I didn't see any genetic markers that were tied to the bone structures.
No, because they haven't found it yet. Obviously, it has to exist. That's how genetics work.
Obviously, you know.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Certain switches are flipped that determine how you look, how you have almost everything about you.
All right. So also, here's another part that was scientifically shown, proven. There's a chromosome called SLC24A5, and it is found in every, what's it called? Melaninless person.
Every white person?
Every white. So that is a determining factor that you can tell when someone's white. But
would it be in an albino African?
That's what I was about to say. No.
That's
it
different.
Would not.
That's different, though, because that's a mutation.
It is a mutation, but also there is still some issues because that gene right there, you know who has that gene? Indians. And that's where and this is where it got so weird to me. So India specifically, there's a thing called a derivative.
They could have some European in them.
No, what I'm saying is they are European. They're Europeans.
Well, they'd be a mix.
But I'm saying they have that high amount of that they're not white.
Yeah, because that's not what's determining what's
it's not
white.
Skin. Exactly.
Yeah, it just happens to be one of the many traits that each predetermined, whatever you want to call race would have.
Exactly.
People from an area.
So there's 2 types of
I mean, it only makes sense.
It makes sense to you?
All right.
Why are they not white?
No. I'm saying why the race is the thing.
Oh, okay.
All right. How do people get their traits?
Going outside and breeding.
Yeah, they're passed down from their parents. And you get 50% of the DNA from each parent. Random. You don't know what they're going to be. Boom, you get it. All right, so if everybody lived in one area, they're all going to have similar DNA from all of their, parents above them.
Okay.
So obviously everybody's going to be grouped.
Okay.
I don't see how that's even debatable.
Oh, no, yeah, race exists, but he's just saying that's population, son. That's what the scientists would say
sure,
now.
If you want to, I know there's a new woke everything where they want to just take words and remake the meaning something different.
Make the demon words and the good words and the
just
bad
like
words.
just like redefining things. We don't need to do that.
They like to say population.
Like we know what we're talking about. The point of talking is communication and not being specific on something. Like if you know what I'm saying, then communication worked.
Here's my thing with the Indian people, though. It's basically like two sides of them. Half of them are European, whatever breakdown of those numbers. You guys heard me say it. So the European one is 12M to T2. So that's what they are. And then there's like the northern side of India, which are the darker Indians. Have you ever seen them in real life? I have seen them.
Yeah.
Like, they're like just the same, though. Like, they got all the white features. Nothing is actually African of what we recognize. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're but they have the African gene. They're called Derivian people or something like that.
But what's the African gene?
They have the higher percentile of
just one of the isolated things that came from a population out there?
Of the E3A1 of Nigeria. So they show, like, if you were to, after they're dead, you would be like, what I'm trying to say is our science for race is so crappy right now. If you were to chuck them out after they're dead, you'd go, oh, this is an African. This is a black. This is the black African from Nigeria.
Well, possibly.
But I'm saying that is like all they would be able to narrow down for you. Oh, you mean because of the bone structure?
Well,
if they take the bone structure into...
Well, no, because if you look at the whole DNA, they can have things from each one.
They would, but I'm saying the majority of it would be from there. So they would look as if they were of a black person.
The majority of theirs
of their DNA, yeah. Rather than the other side of India, the majority of theirs is of that Arab, European descent.
So where's the Asian?
The Euro-Asian in Asian.
I'm saying there's no Asian then.
No, Asians are connected to a European a lot. I don't know what their thing is. Let me look here on the map. I don't know if it's even on this specific map. This one shows the genetic markers for the Jews. This is the Middle East. That's not Asia.
Let's talk about the pre-species, though.
The pre-species people?
The Neanderthals and, what's the other one? The D?
The what?
The other one, the D. Neanderthals.
Oh, I don't know those three breakdown. I don't think I had those in my notes. That'd be hard for me to speak on. But hold on, real quick. I want to just talk about the Egypt one real quick. So, Ramses the third, right? His breakdown was E1B1A. When you look over here, dun 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 dun. E1.
If you guys are interested in increasing the dopamine in your brain, right, for an affordable cost, why don't you make sure that you get it from Kratom Spot? That's right, ladies and gentlemen. KratomSpot.com is the most affordable place to get your Kratom. If you're interested in utilizing Kratom, right, and if you don't use it now, don't start using it. We're not promoting that. But if you like to go to a gas station and waste your money, spend extra bucks, quit doing that and go online and go to KratomSpot.com. All right? Use Kratom Spot.
B1A is specifically that one that I told you that can either be from Africa, right? Or it would be from Europe. And that's when, in the video that I specifically watched, he said, so let's stop for a second. It's either the genetics from the place right next to it, or his genetics are from Europe. And I thought that was pretty compelling. I mean, wouldn't rational people probably assume that he's just
a
black?
white guy. No. No, I'm joking.
Exactly. Had to be a white guy.
He obviously sailed in.
Right. Right. He had to have sailed in. Let me look what else I got here, though. I don't know what those 3 original ones are, dude. Do you remember their names?
What's Neanderthal?
There's Neanderthal.
I don't care about the little one.
The
And then there's the one with the D, and that's the one that was like in your Asia and had a big impact.
3 original sapiens. Are those sapiens?
No, we're Homo sapiens. They're Homo something else.
Pre-sapiens. Pre-sapien. That information was so tight, dude.
Just type in Neanderthal. With a D. D Neanderthal. Like, I swear, that's how Google works. It's insane.
Okay. Neanderthal. The thaw.
Other. And then just type other. That's what it is. Type in other.
Neanderthal. Other.
Well, why is it that we have to speak to Google like it to get it to work?
I don't know. This is how ChatGPT works too, though.
And it starts with a D.
Yeah, it's not really breaking them down. It just says, are Neanderthals the same species as us? Who were Neanderthals? But it doesn't say all 3 of them. Looks like it's hard to find. But before, we did find it, and the original, or at least I can't find it, but the original man did start from 3 separate breakdowns. One was Neanderthal, and then, I don't remember, one started with a D, and then there was like a little teeny one that I also do not remember.
Give him some info on the Neanderthal.
Okay, I can
gonna
tell you
get
some
this
interesting
D1.
things about the Neanderthal. Neanderthal genetics is highest found in European and Asian people. What we know about the Neanderthals is that they were stronger than humans. We don't know their intellect, though, in that they say their brains might have been in backwards, so their communication might have been of some type of like echolocate or some type. I don't want to use the word psychic, but of some type of telepathy of conversation, which isn't really that weird when you think about how bats communicate, stuff like that. Not that out of the norm. But the biggest thing that I found out when I was trying to figure out race is that there definitely is race. And it really kind of breaks down into 3 categories. Either you're Asian, either you're black, or either you're white. But there's a whole bunch of different types of whites that don't seem to be related. Like if you're a what are they called? Ashkenazi Jew. There's like super specific genetic breakdown of where they come from and how they are actually still from what's it called? Like the Gaza area, which I thought was kind of cool because that kind of does give them a little validity to take back that land. Because there is no proof that Israel is their land besides from a biblical standpoint.
So here's the thing with people owning land. Who I don't care whose land.
Whoever owns it, you like, is theirs.
Well, what gives anyone else more entitlement?
The Jews just claimed that it was theirs in the beginning.
Just because they pulled up first?
Oh, you mean
I'm saying
even in the beginning?
Period. All right, because first off, we all like supposedly came from Africa. That means everybody went and took shit everywhere that's not Africa.
But they're saying that was their first one they took.
Yeah, why does that make it yours?
You're right.
You know what I'm saying?
Why does it?
But anyways, I found the name.
What are they?
The one is called the Denisovan.
Denisovan?
Yeah, and they're the ones that supposedly when we were all on the planet at the same time. When the Earth started to warm up again, coming out the Ice Age, they kind of went off into Asia, and the Neanderthals went off into Europe because it's colder.
So those are the...
I don't know that they looked like that. I mean, supposedly they're supposed to look a lot like Neanderthals. They were like big and muscular.
Right. What? Okay.
And isn't there stories of them like terrorizing Asia?
There's old stories of like what would have been like, yeah, like killing people, like killing villages and murdering humans.
They're like big apes.
They said they're like 8 people. 8 people.
Because we're like 8 people, so.
We are like 8 people.
That's how we'd be described as well, so.
Yeah. If I saw 1,000 Bjorn Halfdoors, I might think they're not of my people, like of my race. Of my stuff, yeah. If I saw 1,000 of them that size, I would think they're of a different thing.
Neanderthals weren't big like that.
They weren't, were they?
They were like 5'8", but they were like 200 pounds, like solid muscle.
Like little
like a
monkeys that
monkey.
destroy you.
Yeah, like closer to like how a chimp's built, I suppose.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So was there 3 or just 2?
Well, and then there's us, and then there's also the dwarf thing. I don't remember what that one's called. Let me see. I'll just type in dwarf; it'll pop right up. Homo florens.
Yeah, Florenzo, right?
Florenziensis.
Yeah.
But they're nicknamed the Hobbit. All right, so there's like 6 though, because then there's Homo habilis. It's just called handyman. I don't know. They just discovered it. There's nothing. There's no info on it. It just says like 1960.
Ugh.
Homo erectus.
Okay.
That's us. Or no, that's like the first one. The first one that stood upright, like in our lineage.
Right.
And then there's the Neanderthals, the Denisovans, the Hobbit, Homo sapiens, us. And then there's one called Homo naledi, which is it's called Starman. I don't know what that is.
Wow. That's probably where I came from, Starman, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's look it up. You might not be feeling that way after I look up what they are.
It's like, Starman were the retardedest of the pre-man. The most uncapable.
Who I think in the video you should bring up a picture of these motherfuckers.
Are they UGG? Ooh, I think he's kind of good looking, actually.
That's what you came from, right there?
I kind of feel like I might have came from that. Like, if I'm going to literally put that up and then me going like this.
South African.
South African.
335,000 years ago. They found, I guess, 1,500 of them.
Wow.
They don't know if they could talk.
I don't like the sound of that.
Ooh, 1/3 the size of a modern human's brain.
I'm not one of them. I didn't come from them. That's
because you know, like the Neanderthals the same size, just shaped differently. It's thinner.
Okay.
These ones, not.
So humans would walk past these ones and be like, "Those are animals."
It says, what did they eat? They think that they ate foods covered in dust or grit, and possibly ate plants containing lots of defensive silica particles.
So just ground stuff.
Like dirty food and plants.
Actually, I think I come from the opposite of those. Whatever the opposite of those are, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not. I'm not from the spacemen. The spacemen seem kind of dirty. They gave them a cool name. You know, they kind of backwards though.
Fire name.
The name was cooler than they were, and that's not really fair. The Starman. So is there no human descendants of them anymore anyways?
No, they're just dead. I mean, they're part of like our lineage though, probably.
Yeah, but there's no genetic markers to prove it.
No, I don't think so.
Like there is a Neanderthal.
Well, no, they're like actually related to us.
Who?
The Neanderthal.
Yeah.
These ones, I think are. No, it just says an archaic human.
Yeah, so they're probably not even in our genetic line. Like they didn't even make it out. Their human probably died out.
Or were they just before us? Because like Homo erectus, the other one they were talking about, that's like part of our lineage. Like that's a probably before all of them.
Interesting. What about the Ashkenazi Jew, dude? How are they so bad at sports? What's that about?
That I don't know.
I mean, it's genetic.
We could Google
Obviously.
it. Should we Google it?
Give it a goog.
We'll Google it.
Why are the Ashkenazis so bad at sports, bro? That's all I want to know. That's all I want to know, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, I typed it in. Why are they so bad at sports? From a genetic standpoint.
There you go.
Let's make it sound scientific at least a little bit.
Thank you. Ooh, I bet it's going to look bad for them.
All right, so really, this is what they're saying.
Let's go. I'm ready.
This actually is not a bad answer as to why they don't seem to be that good at sports. They said that playing sports is just not in their culture.
Since day one, eh?
Yeah, like it just isn't really part of their culture.
What games did they play?
I don't know, card games or something? I don't know.
God.
They spun the dreidel.
Forever?
I don't know.
Since day one, huh?
Y'all never threw a wheel or a thing or a rock or a something?
I mean, they probably are good at something, at some sort of sport.
You think so?
Yeah, most people. There's like, I read this whole book about it where it's like people just don't know what sport that they're actually built for. So like over in Australia, they did this experiment where they built like a, I think it was a bobsled team. It's for the Olympics, like a bobsled team. And they like, instead of getting the best people at bobsledding from their country, they picked other athletes that fit the perfect build. And they finished like third.
Now, is this Cool Runnings? Are you talking about the movie Cool Runnings?
No,
Oh.
I don't think so. This was not like this was like a book about genetics.
Well, do you remember the book or the movie Cool Runnings?
What, is that what they did?
It just had 3 Jamaican bobsledders, dude.
Oh, no, that's based on something real.
I thought that was based off of that or something like that.
No, that's a little different. That's a little different.
It's bobsledding time.
This was just like they were doing different. They were doing an experiment to see if like genetics played the biggest role in sports,
And they did?
and they did.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? Instead of picking skilled people that practiced a long time, they picked people that never done the sport. They were just built right for it, and they came in third in the fucking world at the Olympics.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Not good. Not
but
good.
everybody was good at something, it seems, when you get into it.
Except the Jews.
I don't know if that's true.
Ashkenazi.
But they are really good at everything else.
It also depends on what you consider a sport.
I mean,
Chess
didn't it
is-
say right there that they're
chess
not
is a
good at
sport.
it? Huh?
Chess is a sport.
They're good at that. Are they?
I have no idea.
I don't know. I really don't know. I think Bobby
I know
Fischer
that they
was a
test
Jew.
really high
High
intelligence rating, so I would assume they're probably pretty good at chess.
finances be off the charts with them too. You know what I mean? I guess you just can't have it all. You know? You can't have it all.
We could if we get this CRISPR shit going right.
So you think you could genetically put your offspring in the best position to have the highest intelligence they can?
Right now,
Yeah.
I think physically, even right now, it's possible, but you'd almost guaranteed mess up because we don't actually know. But we do have the tools to do it. We just don't have the know-how.
Right. And it's probably illegal
Oh, it's definitely illegal.
You
That-
can't-
That
you
dude in
can't.
China went to prison.
for making the beautifully smart twins
Yeah,
that can't get HIV.
yeah.
Sounds like a good thing that he did.
Right, right. But because he made them geniuses, he had to go to prison for 3 years or whatever.
He's free though now.
I'm sure he's probably working with the government making super children right
Has his
freaking now.
daughters back. They're like
Oh,
they're picking
yeah.
cars up with their head.
Yeah, probably, dude. It's probably crazy over there, man.
Oh, we'll never know.
I love how they play the game.
What about that? Did you see that Chinese weather balloon spy?
That was crazy. First off, why
What's
is
that
there-
about?
All right, this is my thing. Let's say it is. Let's say it's Chinese spying. I know it was a Chinese balloon. China said that it was like
Can I see that letter?
it was what China said was that it was a commercial. Like it was one of the like corporations over there's business. It just flew off course.
Oh, so it wasn't a spy.
All right, that was China's official statement.
Okay.
Now, as if they were spying or not, I don't feel like they need to use a stupid balloon to spy on us.
If that's what China's using, I'm not scared of China. No
Yeah,
more.
like that's why I don't believe it. I'm like, they have TikTok. You think they care about some stupid balloon?
Do you know
flying
they
over-
actually just took the TikTok guy in?
Did they?
Yeah, bro. He just had to come out with like a new statement and stuff. Like, I'm sorry, because I guess he did some type of promotion that was like anti-socialist.
Oh, yeah, I did see that. But they have TikTok though, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like they have all of that data.
China don't play.
They're spying on us with the balloon. They're spying on us all over the place. What are you talking about?
See, I thought they were.
We're
Like,
all. I thought everybody knows this now.
I thought they're like birthing spies here and stuff, not doing balloons.
No, that's what I'm saying. I don't think the balloon had anything to do with it. That was probably what they said it was.
Right.
Because like that's just not sophisticated enough for them. They're past that. That's not sophisticated. Like we wouldn't get caught doing that. And we're not even very sophisticated. We waste all our money and shit and don't even do a good job.
Dude, I saw that we're up to 37 billion to Ukraine.
Insane.
If I could just get one of those,
If I could just get a quarter of one of those.
It would be so life
Life-changing.
And they're just giving them away.
I know. I wish I was over there. Let me get one.
There's no audit either. Do you know that?
Yeah.
So if we were over there, we could probably get a little something.
Yeah, there's no proof that anyone's even getting it.
There's none.
For all we know, they're just giving it to their buddy over there, and then he's flying back with all the money in a briefcase.
Oh, wow. Well, you're right.
Except for we're giving him stuff.
I mean, I think we're getting videos of them shooting at them and stuff.
Of course, we're giving them stuff.
Yeah, stuff.
Yeah, we're not giving them money.
Billions worth.
Yeah, a lot of money worth of stuff, but we're giving them stuff.
I hear we're giving them guns that the round is like $1 million. Like you can't even shoot the guns and stuff. Stuff that doesn't make sense.
I don't think we gave them that yet.
That's what I hear. But I do know this: 70 billion. That's all they get is 70 billion. That's the allocated fund.
Yeah,
So obviously they're gonna do 70.
not necessarily.
I mean, if I was Biden, I'd write 70
Why?
so I can steal as much money as possible.
What if he's not getting any of the money though?
But his boy was the one in Ukraine for 10 years.
Was.
All right. If I was Biden right now, I'd be so pissed if I'm not making money off this right now, bro. And we were just in there for 10 years.
I mean, I don't think he's making money over there right now. Just because it's not a good situation.
All I'm saying is,
Because if your money was coming from Ukraine, they're not generating any money right now, besides what we're giving them.
you are missing the point. If I'm Biden, I send 26 billion over, and then they take 6 billion and they slush it back over, and it goes into some fund for Hunter. Hunter takes 100K for crack.
There's no way Hunter's allowed to do any of that now.
He used to be able all day.
He used to, but it's way too exposed now.
It's too hot on him, but can't
You'd
you?
be an idiot to do that now.
It's too hot on Hunter, but don't you think he'd just replace?
I don't know if you can do that. Wouldn't that be hot too?
I got to get my money. And there's no checks and balances over there right now. We got to get our money now.
How are you sure you're gonna get your money then? Because there's no checks and balances. What if dog just skirts off on you?
You just got to have mercenaries, military.
But they got that too. They're in a war.
I mean, mercenaries just about this money. They're like, we don't care who dies. Russia, kill Ukraine. We're not. I mean, if I'm Biden, I'm sending mercenaries to get me my billions back, dude.
I'll tell you what, if I'm buying, I'm just cutting it off. We're done.
But who gets the money?
We're going to keep it here. Keep it in there. It's fun.
How do I take it now?
Not even worried about it. On to the next scheme.
Yeah, all right.
You know what I'm saying?
All right.
I'm like, we got to move on to the next thing. This blew up in our face.
It was a big no-go. It was
So
no.
terrible.
Yeah. I guess, what's it called? Long live Russia. That's what it ends up being.
All we did is pull out of Afghanistan. Waste billions of dollars of stuff there just to pull into another country.
I really am pro pull out of Afghanistan. That's the one thing.
I know.
stand.
I was too, although we did it the wrong way.
Yeah, but at least we got out.
But yeah, I was like, yeah, good. We're out. But we're going to just jump right back into a new one? It's been a year.
Bro, do you want to make money for the military-industrial complex or not?
I do not.
Well, then,
They've made enough.
you're not paying attention.
I want them to pass some of that shit around.
DARPA and the defense team needs to get big bucks.
They don't.
But they do, though, and that's why this happens.
I know. We didn't fix it.
I don't know how to fix that, though.
We get a better politician in.
I'm saying that's industry, bro. Like, when you have a machine company that makes war machines, they need war.
We don't need them.
I'm saying they need to make their money.
No, they don't.
Are you saying, like, shut it down? DARPA, the military-industrial complex?
I'm saying they can operate like a regular business. They don't need to need help.
Oh, you mean just sit around waiting for sales?
Yep, because that's how shit works.
They got to create sales, baby.
No. That's when you should start locking people up.
Oh, man. They got to create proxy wars, baby.
I'm like, wars happen without you starting proxy wars. Let's just wait for the real ones.
They're just happening less and less. I don't know if you've noticed.
It's a good thing, isn't it?
Not
It's a good
for
thing.
DARPA, not for the military-industrial complex.
Maybe they should do a better job.
They're trying, dude.
No, they're not. They're doing the intentional opposite.
I mean, it is kind of a catch-22, though, right? if you're a defense, like,
We don't need a military-industrial complex. We have a military.
no,
They
you're.
can be completely gone. We don't need them at all. We have a military. That's all we're supposed to need.
Oh, you mean they should have never industrialized it into like
What do we need that for? We have a military.
we make money off it? We sell
They
weapons.
make money off it. We don't.
Well, DARPA's a publicly owned, like those people who work at DARPA and stuff. They're just normal rich billionaires.
Well, the people that work there are not the billionaires.
Like the people who are the CEOs and and those guys. I'm saying the white collars of
Yeah,
DARPA.
they're people.
They're just people.
I know. That's the thing. It's a company.
They want to get money. So what's wrong with what they're doing?
We don't need that.
I don't know.
We don't need to have a company that sells war when we have a whole division, actually like 4 of them, 4 divisions of war in our government. We already got it covered.
I think it's those guys who started the companies.
I know. It's the guys that retired. You're supposed to be done war.
Yeah.
You came home. You're done war. You don't need war here. If you wanted to keep war and you could have not retired, or you got like kicked out.
Well, they do say that. What's it called? What's it called, bro? Like trade and commerce creates innovation. So DARPA
Innovation of weapons.
Yeah, they make better weapons for
We
us
don't
because
need better
of.
weapens, bro. We got nukes.
But we
It's
don't do
already
nukes.
game wrapped. But how are we gonna elevate? What are we getting better at? Now we just getting faster missiles and shit.
No, dude, they're doing heat. They're doing like.
'Cause,
They're doing heat, like targeted heat weapons and stuff.
How's that any better than bullets? I see
They're
what's
setting places on fire. They're
Listen,
blazing.
I'm just
places.
saying, I see what's going on over there in Ukraine. It's a whole lot of shooting. It's a whole lot of tanks. It's a whole lot of shit I already seen that's from World War II, practically. Just a little upgraded version of it.
They're poor. That's a whack war, bro.
Russia's poor.
I'm just saying everything they doing is
Russia's
whack.
poor.
That's all whack stuff, bro. Like when dude, I've seen on Joe Rogan where he had a military guy on there when he got drunk. He said that the U.S. Army, we have satellites that drop these spikes from like the sky on people.
I know. We don't need to keep developing
That's
weapons.
insane.
That's my point. We don't need to keep developing weapons.
We called it the eye of God.
That's my point. We're at God level of killing. Do we need to keep developing those?
I don't think he was supposed to talk about it. He was real drunk. And he
Yeah.
stopped talking. He
Yeah,
was
so it's like we don't.
I looked it up. It didn't exist online. It said it's a theoretical weapon.
And in fact, because that's such an out of control industry, they take a hold of technologies and weaponize them. And I think a lot of times we're missing out on good technologies for other shit.
Doesn't sound very American.
How not?
Because we need war. You know what I'm saying? DARPA, if you want to give me a sponsor,
Then join
I'm
the
with it.
military.
No. I'm not an idiot. I want to
That's
get
the point.
paid to promote war. I want to be a provocateur.
That's terrible.
You know what I mean?
That's
hey,
not-
it's one man's terrible is another man's cash,
That's
bro.
terrible.
So you think that the CEO of DARPA is terrible?
I don't know him,
Exactly.
but probably
Why,
he
dude?
probably promotes war because it's in the best nature of the company. And if you promote war, that's really not good.
What if you promote cigarettes?
It's really not good either. But I mean, I ain't gonna hate on you, but like, you definitely aren't doing good.
You wouldn't eat dinner with both guys?
I did dinner with both guys. I don't
Okay.
I don't care.
That's
I don't
it.
care if you're not morally perfect. That's cool.
Yeah, and I'm saying, like, if you make like weapons of war, I don't necessarily think that you are a bad person. Because you know
no,
what?
but I think the organization you work for is.
And you know what you might say?
It's
You're
malevolent
right.
in nature.
You might say, you know what? And I wish they could get their act together.
It's
and then
malevolent in nature,
you
you know
eat
what
your
I'm saying?
$1,000 steak at that same time, bro.
I don't believe war should be a part of the capitalist system.
Why?
Because it doesn't need to be.
But that's how you get better weapons.
No, people are going to make better weapons. They just can't help themselves. You don't even have to incentivize it. People are obsessed with it.
Oh, you're
So
saying they're
they
just going to
have
do it.
They're going to do it.
You're right. It probably would happen even just from a defense purpose.
Just from a people like weapons purpose. But I think we misuse technology all the time that could have been used for better things.
Example.
I don't know what they are. They fucking hide them. They take it, they weaponize it, it's classified. It's new technology.
I'm going to give you an example right now. When you give your 23andMe up to bring it back down to race, what you're doing is that you get a little printout that tells you all the little spots you're from, right? But do you know what that same information they could just sequence your genome, and they could break down like what propensities you have for what kind of like disease and stuff.
Yeah.
There you go. Instead, they give you a little thing to argue with your friends about being in race.
By the way, they do that thing on the disease with the 23andMe.
Oh, they do that?
Yeah.
So they got your back.
Yeah, they do have
I
that.
take it back. 23andMe, if you want to sponsor me, it's the Randy Savagery Show. We are taking on sponsors. We are taking on affiliate markets. So if you guys want me, you can have me. You know what I'm saying? Hit the email.
I used to be an addict. No, I'm not. Thanks,
All right, so I was wrong. They do that, and that's not a good example. So where is your example? Do you have one?
I don't have one because they buy the they take the technology. We don't get to see it.
What about those data sets? What about all the stuff they do with our data?
Don't know anything about it. That part I don't really care as much about.
Yeah, but they could use it to help
I just feel like
us.
they stifle innovation on the commercial part because things get classified and then nobody gets to work on it.
Oh, like Bob Lazar's thing.
Yeah. That's how the military operates, essentially. Like, on anything, like, when it's classified, like, then only a couple people are working on it.
And I hear they compartmentalize even those people.
And they're turning it into a weapon when very well, most of the time, it could be some sort of other energy type of thing.
But weapons are good. It's good to have weapons.
Weapons are good.
You know what I mean? Weapons are a part of life. They're a part of
It just
society.
doesn't have to be the only thing or the first thing.
Yeah. I mean,
And I'm super pro guns.
if DARPA hit me up right now and said, hey, man, do you want to take a DARPA sponsorship? I'd be the first one to take a DARPA sponsorship. I would lose sleep.
My question would be, one of my questions would be, so what do we need to develop weapon-wise for what purpose that we can't do right now?
I'm not questioning that. I just want the cashola.
It's
I don't-
our cash.
Yeah, but I'm saying if they were going to sponsor my podcast, they're like, yo, Randy, every time you mention DARPA, $3,000.
Fire. I do that for anybody. That's just selling advertisement.
I would not do it for the Ku Klux Klan.
Really? Not for $5,000?
Nope. And this is where I'm saying only
What if they told you
and then morals.
What if at the same time they said you could make it jokingly though? The ad.
No,
Really, 5 bands.
I can't. I think it's evil.
But if you can make it joking, you can make it like mean. Like it doesn't have to be positive. You just have to mention them.
Am I getting asses in the Ku Klux Klan seats though?
Possibly.
Like if they hit me up, they go, God damn it, Randy, you're turning out numbers like crazy. I swear to God, I don't know what you're saying over there because I don't listen to black. But whatever you're saying, keep saying it. No, dude. I'm saying I couldn't do it. I'm saying I do that. I have lines. That's like a line.
I was just wondering if literally the advertisement was you smearing them.
If it is getting them followers, I'm not doing it.
Okay.
Like if they are like, Randy, we're bumping up your money.
What if
$6,000 a month.
All right. What if you don't get to know though? You have to make the decision without that knowledge. It's a 50-50 chance.
I'd take the first one.
The first time?
You know what I'm saying? Because I'll dance with the devil. I'm just not going to marry her.
Yeah, because I'm like, you can make the ad like, who are terrible people. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you can just start and just rip on them. You just have to mention them.
If they followed up with hitting me up and go, hey, Savagery, our numbers are through the roof and it's straight from your channel.
Well, what if in reality when they called you on that and it made you stop, it really didn't boost it at all and they were just going with you because they're the Ku Klux Klan?
Wait. What did they gain by doing that?
Making you uncomfortable.
But then I stopped doing it for them.
Yeah.
Oh, is this all a play?
Yeah.
They paid me $6,000 for one play? I'd laugh about it. Yeah, that'd be so funny to go, and guess what? And we got money like that, Darkin. We don't even care, buddy.
Our headquarters next to NASA.
That's so funny, dude. And guess what? We don't even care about that 6,000. Take it. Oh, man. I don't know, dude. I probably have to call, I forget his name. Whoever that guy that was on Joe Rogan and talked to all them Klansmen. Hit him up. That jazzy guy.
Yeah, because I suppose I wouldn't promote a pedophile ring or something.
That's what I'm trying to say. I do have lines, but for me, war isn't it. And here's why. To me, it's like
not it either for me either.
Yeah.
Yeah, so far I'm only really coming up with this pedophile ring. I'm not sure what else would fall in there.
What about above age human trafficking ring?
Above age? Well, I don't know if I want to be connected to that either.
Still forced slavery, still horrible.
Yeah, the slavery thing is where I'm going to have to draw a line.
See? And that's what I'm saying, dude. But DARPA, I'm with it. I'd wear a DARPA shirt. Honestly, if they let me go, like, I'd love to go there and shoot DARPA gun, like laser rays and whatever they got, bro.
That would change the game. Then we're getting to see the stuff. That's what I'm saying. We don't get to see the cool shit.
Well, they're not going to let us see the cool
That's
stuff.
why I'm not cool with them. I'm like, I don't get to partake in this knowledge that we're gaining here. Why? I don't like classified.
But you can't give them all the gooses, bro.
I want all the gooses.
What if they show you just one goose? Would you be satisfied?
How
And it's a
often?
goose that no one else gets to see.
How often?
Once a month, they let you play with the saucer.
I'm in.
You get once
I'm in.
a month saucer play.
I'm in, dude.
But you can't even fit in it. You just get to play.
I get to. Why don't I? Bob Lazar said you could fit in it.
No, he didn't. He said it looked like it was be for a child.
Yeah, so you can fit in it.
I mean, you're going to force your body in there?
Yeah, you can crawl.
I
You can
guess.
probably squat. Is what it would be.
I mean, you would have to be knees to chest.
Yeah, squat. I can do that.
Even it's even built for a smaller pygmy person.
All I'm saying is I can squat down to 3 feet.
So you're saying once a month, you're good.
Yeah, I'm flying that bitch.
Where, dude? Anywhere. You don't care.
Just around.
Oh, okay.
I just want to
Okay.
fly it around.
You want to feel that feeling of full anti-gravity, eh? Because that's what it seems like it'd be cool.
Oh yeah, I'm blasting.
I don't think Bob Lazar was lying. Do you think Bob Lazar was lying?
I don't.
I don't think he was
He
lying.
was right about that element, and that's enough for me. That's way too coincidental.
If he was just a nut, how do you know about the element?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
It's not
way
possible.
too coincidental.
It's not possible. And here's the thing that makes me agree with you the most. The fact that the official story from the governmental side is they don't know who he is.
I know.
Then that's where they messed up on my end. That's where you fucked up, nigga.
That's
Yeah, we
where the
went past-
government
fucked
always
up, nigga.
messes up. The government always messes up by just being blatant lying. It's like when they hit, like when somebody dies and we know that it was a setup. It's like it'll be like, yeah, he shot himself in the head 3 times and hung himself. He did what? Nobody kills himself that way. Like,
See, I feel like those ones are on purpose, like to say, yeah, you know, no one kills himself that way.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I hate. I'm like, we're gonna be this blatant and nobody cares. You're not even. These people aren't even scared. They just don't even care.
Yep. That is the way it works, dude. Interesting. But I would say overall, the world needs to realize that race is real. It's not a made-up concept. It's visual.
Yeah, it's visual.
End of the episode. Bye!